Hey guys, it's E here. Oh my gosh, today's the day. It all comes down to this, man. I'm telling you, ever since 2008, from the first Iron Man movie to recently Black Panther, Marvel has just been on a cinematic roll. Oh my gosh. And this video is just, recapping everything. No spoilers, Thanos demands your silence. I will wait to watch it. But let me tell you, ever since the first Iron Man movie, I was like, they are on to something different. They got Robert Downey Jr. I remember the movie I saw him before and was, Tropic Thunder. That movie was funny. So to see him in a, cynical, snarky, serious kind of role, it was different, but it was good. They couldn't have picked a better actor. I loved it. That's why I bought all the Iron Man movies. I have all three. Now after that, they had, the Hulk movie. They were trying to establish him, even though they didn't use the actor in the end. They were trying to put him into the universe, and I loved it, Fights, the fact he took the tank and put it on his arms, even towards the end, where they started connecting that movie to the next movie, which was Thor. The order may be wrong, but I'm just recapping all the movies that have come along the way. The Thor movie, when he had the hammer, oh my gosh, the fact that he went to Jotunheim, and then, finding out about Loki's origins. Some people regard Thor 1 as the best Thor movie, and I have to agree. It's the closest to the comics, and it is amazing. In my point of view, this is just my opinion. I just loved it, I love the fact of when they were going through the Bifrost. Oh my gosh, that was cool. Man, let me tell you, that effect, and oh man, more on that later. And just the fact of how they even had the Destroyer, and how Thor was unworthy and he had to learn to stop being so selfish and so pugnacious, and had to learn how to be, heroic, learn to do the right thing for the right reason. Not just saying another and just destroying the cup when he was at the bar, with Jane and her friends. After that, transition to the next movie, Captain America 1, which I loved. Me personally was never a Captain America fan, but after watching the movie, they changed my mind. I never knew a circular shield could be used in so many different ways, and it's just who you became in the process. As I mentioned with all these movies, it's not about the destination but the journey, about how he wanted to fight in the war even though he had no powers, no abilities, it was nothing special, and he really tried his all. Then he got that one super soldier serum, changed his life forever. He almost got Peggy, but he had to save the world, so he had to, fly that bomber straight down, into the ground so that the nuke wouldn't destroy America. The one thing I haven't seen though, out of all the movies yet, is where is Red Skull? He touched the cosmic cube, went up into outer space. I thought he would have been in Captain America 2 or 3. He's maybe up there. Maybe he'll be in this next one, but no spoilers. I'm just, thinking. We haven't seen Red Skull. Maybe he'll be in the next Captain America movie, if there is another one. Who knows? You never know. Anyway, the next movie after that was Avengers. Let me tell you, Avengers 1, woof! I left college early that day to see that movie, man. It was amazing. I'm talking about the cameras, how they switched from one hero to the next hero to the next hero. How they combined their powers together. So much amazing thing happened. Like when Iron Man put the repulsor ray, the blast into Cap's shield, changed the angle, reflected it onto the other Chitauri, the fact that Hawkeye jumped off the building and he pulled the arrow, swung back around, fired the arrow at Loki caught it, blew up in his face. Let me tell you, amazing movie. And just how Iron Man had to learn to stop being so selfish and focus on being selfless, and took the nuke into outer space. And it laid the groundwork for the next movies with the animosity between Iron Man and Captain America, and how they were just kind of, angry, and then those, oh, you puny humans. Now, the next movie after that was Thor, The Dark World. My least favorite Thor movie, only because he didn't really learn that much. I mean, yes, his mom died. Yes, he found his friends, Sif and all the others. I can't remember their names, And it was interesting seeing another Infinity Stone, and that, again, laid the groundwork after Avengers 1 of the Infinity Stones, that MacGuffin that keeps, periodically repeating over and over again throughout all the Marvel movies that they had in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. Profound. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Yes. So, after that, Thor, The Dark World, when he had to fight Malekith, I think that's what, yeah, I believe it was Malekith, the dark elf from the Dark World. Yes, and he had to use a reality stone. So it had its moments. It was a good movie. You know, I love the cinematography. I loved the layout. I loved how Asgard looked. First of all, it was like Marvel's version of Lord of the Rings. Oh my gosh, amazing, amazing. I always loved seeing Asgard. So, you know, following that, they had a movie that was called Captain America Civil War. I had to think for a moment because I was like, that was the one that changed the game. It changed the game for the Captain America franchise. In the aspect of S.H.I.E.L.D. was destroyed, showing that Hydra never really lost. They were hiding in plain sight, the worst villain of all. But it was good. It was good because, you know, it laid the groundwork at the end when they dropped the building on that one character who came back in the future in another Marvel movie. But it was great. It was great because they also introduced Falcon, who is the first African American superhero in terms of history, for Marvel as well. Yeah, back in around 1975. He was, you know, Cap's, not even sidekick. He was just someone that worked with him. I don't really get into the sidekick. I'd rather partner. Because that's one. Anyway, the point is, Falcon was a boss in that movie, but when he lost his wings, I was like, how are they going to take my boy out like that? But yeah, you know, Anthony Mackie did an amazing job. Now, following after that, which was Captain America Civil War, they had Iron Man 2, you know, which I loved. You know, the order may be wrong, but the movie's still the same. Iron Man 2, amazing. When they showed, oh my gosh, the guy with the whips. Ooh, man, great movie. And how Iron Man had to use the briefcase, connect that and, you know, turn it into the armor. Man, it was just great. And that's what I always loved about the Iron Man series. He's always learning, always growing, always changing, always adapting to fight his enemies. And then they introduced War Machine. Now, to be honest, I love the character War Machine as Don Cheadle, but I would have loved it more if Lucius Lyon, the actor who plays Lucius Lyon would have stayed as, you know, Rhodey. You know, I loved Iron Man 1, and I felt that if they had continued it, because the part when he looked at the suit, he's like, next time. I would have loved to see Lucius Lyon, I forget his real name, so we'll call him Lucius. I would have loved to see him as still the War Machine, you know, because, you know, if you follow the movies so that the characters, it's continuity, like how you can't really see someone else playing Thor except Chris Hemsworth, or someone else playing Iron Man except Robert Downey Jr. You know, you could find someone, but the acting and the way how the character gels together with the role, priceless. Anyway, you know, War Machine, it was a, you know, introduction to show how important War Machine is, his role in the movie. Iron Man 2 was amazing. You know, even they had Hammer in it. You know, it was great how Hammer and the guy with the whips was working together. It was good. And how Iron Man had to learn how to make the new element. I like that. You know, I never used to like chemistry, but after watching Iron Man, I was like, chemistry ain't so bad. Had to, you know, find out the half-lives, you know, use the right chemistry and, you know, create his own element. That was amazing. That was amazing. So, you know, following that, the other movies after that was like Avengers 2. Oh my gosh. Ultron, man, even more of those amazing cameras. You know, the introduction of Vision, you know, just them even working together even more. And they introduced, you know, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. I don't think Quicksilver should have died because he was introduced in the same movie. Him dying in the same movie, man, I mean, unless he's not really dead and they're gonna go through time and pull him out, I don't know. Marvel is just amazing. So, you know, following that, Guardians of the Galaxy, woof, one of the best Marvel movies, period. Touching, amazing, funny, classy. Oh my gosh. Shows the heroes come in all shapes and sizes. I am Groot. Oh my gosh. MVP of the movie. You know, Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket. Oh man, what an amazing movie. Following that, you know, they had Doctor Strange. Not really my favorite originally, but how they, you know, combined martial arts with the kung fu-ish type of stuff. Like when you have to go to that nation in the East. And how Chiwetel Ejiofor, I believe that's what his name is, and it's the villain in the next, you know, Doctor Strange movie. I like that, you know, with the whole magic and the capes. It was very, very interesting with how they were just shaping and bending and warping space, and how he had to go against, oh man, he had to bargain with the Lord of the Dark World. I forgot his name, but how he kept saying, you know, I've come to make a deal, and he kept messing with him so much that he ended up getting him to, you know, just leave them alone. I love the fact how Doctor Strange is one of the first, or one of the heroes who became a superhero by reading books and learning. There's a lesson in that. Knowledge is the gateway to all success, like Eric Thomas says, and reading to become a superhero is an amazing power. I respect that. Out of everything from the Doctor Strange movie, reading and learning, that's powerful. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, magnificent. Oh my gosh, such a good movie. 1 to me was better because 2 was more focused on his father, Ego, and how Ego was just so crazy, trying to insert himself into all the worlds. Ridiculous. I like the fact that Star-Lord found out he was a Celestial, which made sense as to how he could breathe in space. In 1, and didn't die when he got Gamora. Such a touching movie. And the end. Oh man, such a touching movie. Yes. Following that, Spider-Man: Homecoming. I loved it. I mean, I miss the original Peter Parker from the 2000s with the Green Goblin, but this one reestablishing, showing the Vulture, and every movie after this, very important. They're showing more villains that are rooted in reality, because the key to great villains is that they're heroes in their own world. Like Vulture became a super villain because he ended up taking the scraps from the Chitauri and doing something with them from Avengers 1. So there again is the connection of all the movies, you know, because he had to take care of his family. And you know, the government ended up taking up all the Chitauri pieces and all the extra parts and took it for themselves, so they didn't have the time to even scrape together and use them for something. So the parts that they did have, they combined them, used them, and he was able to take care of his family, you know, get a house for his family, take care of his daughter. And the part in the end when he found out that, you know, Vulture's her father, his date's father, magnificent. I loved it. And how Iron Man is connected to it, you know, leading into the Iron Spider. We saw that coming, yes. So in addition to that, afterwards was Thor. And it was just amazing. Thor Ragnarok. Oh my gosh. Loved it, loved it, loved it. The Bifrost again, when they used it and how they were fighting Hela inside of it, amazing. When they found out Hela was the oldest sister, amazing. You know, when Thor lost his eye, oh, so sad, but so touching that Thor found out who he's truly meant to be. You know, the god of thunder having the actual powers of lightning. Amazing, not just the hammer, it's within. So after that, you know, we had one of my favorite movies of all time, Black Panther. The first black superhero, first African superhero in history. You know, all the way back into the 1960s. I read the issue when he went against the Fantastic Four. It was amazing. It truly was. So to see the movie, to see how successful it is, you know, black excellence in effect, you know, I'm going to have another video. Keep watching, you know, stay tuned, because I'm going to have another video soon on my Black Panther review. It's just such a deep movie, you know, I need more time to go through it. It's just amazing. So, leading up after Black Panther, which is an astounding movie, vibranium, characters, storyline, you know, Killmonger being the number. Anyway, it's amazing, and it leads up to Infinity War, which is the 18th and 19th movie. So that's just inspiration to anyone, creative, you know, anything that you want to do, just work at it from where you are. Start where you are with what you have, because Marvel started with one movie from Iron Man. They had others, but for the cinematic universe, from that one movie branched out into all the other movies after that. It just goes to show when you start where you are, what you have, you can create greatness. And that's what I see in Infinity War. It's greatness. They established a franchise. They just reestablished all their characters. It is magnificent, and it's just inspiration to all the creators out there like me, like anyone watching this video. You know, if you apply yourself, if you work hard, you can create, you can make amazing things, you can do what you've been called to do and be who you're called to be. So that was just inspiring. I'm looking forward to Infinity War. I'm looking forward to people that are inspired by it and create things based off of it, their own stories. You know, it's just inspiration. You know, as they say, all ships rise in the high tide. So as one inspires another, which inspires another, we can see other amazing works, other storylines. Because, you know, even the guy who directed Get Out said the story is the greatest weapon against racism, against hatred, against, and I'm paraphrasing, all of the other negatives. Because when you have a storyline and superheroes, it's wish fulfillment, like Tim Schafer said, so you can see yourself in the character, allows you to relate to the character, and just amazing. I'm looking forward to Infinity War. It's out today. I wish it was coming out next week, the 4th. Why? Because that was the day that the first Avengers movie came on. I watched the first one. I loved it. So if they had that, it would have been amazing, because it would have been like from then to now. But then, you know, Black Panther's coming out next month, so I guess they wanted to make sure there was enough space in between, so one's not too close to the other. But I'm looking forward to it. I used to be in between DC and Marvel, but now totally Marvel all day. And there's even more movies coming out, so I'm gonna do, you know, previews and, you know, suggestions. I believe Infinity War is gonna be one of the most interesting Marvel movies to date, with all the characters, the storylines, the intrigue, Thanos, finally seeing him in the movie. They've been alluding to him for so long, so to see him, you know, Josh Brolin act in that role, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing, you know. So at the end of the day, it's E here. If you like this video, like, comment, share, subscribe, you know, follow, and we can go from there. Check this channel out. There's going to be a lot more content, you know, periodically over time, you know. So again, it's E here. Thanks. Take care. Enjoy Infinity War. Peace.